And overall, just real feel-good win for the Yankees, no matter which way you look at it. 7-1 over the Twins, brings their win streak to 9 games, gets them to 20 games over 500, first time all season. Really good stuff on that end. Gerrit Cole got the start for the Yankees. He was his typical self. 6 shutout innings for him, only 97 pitches though. He's still coming back from COVID, just his second start. So there's no need to push him in this one, especially with some offense that we'll get into in a minute. In the 4th inning was his only inning with real trouble. He had the bases loaded, 1 out, but got 2 strikeouts to end it. And including Josh Donaldson, he struck out looking twice on Cole. Both pitches were just objectively in the strike zone, but he did not think so. He was complaining, barking at home plate umpire Angel Hernandez. I think, Josh Donaldson's now like 0 for 13 against Garrett Cole after calling him out earlier in the year. Not going great for Donaldson here. But yeah, so Cole gets his ERA back under 3. He puts himself right back into the Cy Young conversation. Going to be interesting, side storyline down the stretch here. And so I said I'd get into the offense, and now I will. In the bottom of the 2nd inning, it got going. A 2-out RBI single from Tyler Wade. He had 2 hits in this one. He raised his average to 278. He has the speed, as we all know. 12 steals on the year. He can play every position, basically. He started in left field today. Looked good out there. So now suddenly you're looking at Tyler Wade like a legitimate player on this baseball team. Crazy turn of events. He's been with the team forever, but the hitting, it never came. It finally is, and he really is showing value here. So it's coming at a very important time, obviously, the middle of August. And yeah, so Tyler Wade, really solid game for him. That 1-0 lead. They sat on it for a few innings, but in the bottom of the 5th, the Yankees broke it open. They had bases loaded, 1 out, a wild pitch. Brought in a 2nd run. Maeda ended up coming out after that. Threw 9 straight balls. I think they said it was right forearm tightness, so not a great sign if you're the Twins. But then the Yankees really started to do their damage. Giancarlo Stanton, 2-run double. Luke Voit, 2-run double. And so they got 5 runs in the inning, took the lead to 6-0. And Luke Voit had another really big game. He had 2 hits, including that RBI double. And he raised his OPS, I think, above 800 for the season. It's 1,000 in his last 20 games. He has 11 RBIs in his last 5 games. It's very clear that he's motivated, and whether it's the Anthony Rizzo trade or whatever, Luke Voigt's red hot right now, and you're going to find ways to get him into this lineup. Stan obviously is willing to play the outfield, so that kind of conversation and storyline with him and Rizzo, I think it's going to clear up a little bit because Voigt's just swinging 2 out of a bat. You have to put him in the lineup, whether it's DH, first base, you give guys off days. You have to figure it out. Luke Voit, your team is better with him in the lineup. And so we move along here. Lucas Licky came in after Garrett Cole. He went 2 innings, gave up the only run for the Twins today, a solo shot to Jorge Polanco. When I talked about how feel-good of a game this was, here's another example. A little kid gets the ball, great throw, throwing it back, and between innings they show on the FS1 broadcast, the kid is given a foul ball or given a ball from, someone. So just really good stuff there, bright smile on his face. And this kind of feel-good story, it would continue, and it was a nice wrap-up to this game. In the bottom of the 8th inning, Andrew Velazquez finally got that first big league homer out of the way. Great story for him, getting in front of his family in the ballpark that he dreamed of playing. And obviously we know by now he is a Bronx native. And FS1 showed his family too. They were overcome with emotion, crying, tears of joy, and just another kind of reminder of why I think baseball really is the best. And after the game, Luke Voit talked about Velazquez, his impact on the team, and kind of the job that he's done throughout this year for the Yankees.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad he got to do it here, obviously, in front of his friends and family. And, I'm just so proud of that kid, just coming in a huge role to obviously pick up for Glaber until he comes back. And it's been great defensively. And, he's been driving in runs left and right, too. And, it's a lot of pressure. And, he's taken advantage of this opportunity, and it's fun to watch, especially for a guy that's been up and down his whole career, and he's getting an opportunity, and sometimes those opportunities come a knocking, and you got to do everything you can to prove that you can do it.
It's going to be really interesting to see what the Yankees do with him. Obviously, Gleyber Torres and Gio Urshela are both coming back at some point, and there's just not really many spots for the Yankees. That's 2 guys that are guaranteed on your roster, and you can't really manipulate another bat to get out of there. It would most likely be another pen guy. But then you also have Tyler Wade, who now is hitting, and it just furthers the question of what the Yankees are going to do. But right now, that's really not the concern. It's just awesome to see Velazquez fill in the way he has, provide a spark, have the speed, great defense, and it's going to be something that we'll keep an eye on, but not something to worry about right now. One other weird moment of this game, Ruben Odor in the 7th inning hits a 3-run homer. It's called back. It's clear he called time before, so never really seen a player call time, still swing. He hit a home run. He's really frustrated because the home run didn't count. He ends up striking out looking. But, he called timeout. Not much you can do there. And so going into the 9th, it probably would have been a nice spot to give Aroldis Chapman some work. Shaky off the IL. But the Yankees turned to Albert Abreu, who 1-2-3. Great stuff from him. And he's on his way to becoming a really important part of this team. He's finally got that ERA under 4. And when you consider he's only thrown 25 innings, and in one of those outings, he gave up 6 runs without an out, it's really impressive. The stuff is clearly there, and it's looking like that was another really great Brian Cashman move. And it's also big because the Yankees were able to stay away from their big guns in this one. We're now 4 days off without a Jonathan Loáisiga appearance. I think it's 2+ for Chad Green. It's really big to see these guys getting some breaks because they've been overused a ton this year. All the close games the Yankees have played, they have shown up. So having this nice little stretch where we're getting some rest for them will, I think, be really crucial down the stretch. And so, there's a game scheduled tomorrow. Luis Gil on the mound, supposed to be, but we do have to keep an eye on it for the weather. The tarp instantly after the game came down on the field. The forecast is not looking great, but it's something we will keep an eye out for at WFUV Sports. I'm Ryan Gregware reporting live from Yankee Stadium.